First thing I wanted to show you was this. This is what's called a micro educator.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just noticed that my vest got very dirty while I was working. Okay, so you can see everything about it smaller.
Yeah.
So these are way closer together.
Yep.
And the other thing about the micro educator is that it's about something like 30 or I think it's 30% less powerful.
Okay.
So the electric stimulation that comes out of it's lighter.
Okay.
The other thing about this particular
That's
model.
why you shocked your mom.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. I teased her and called her my grandma.
Oh, yeah,
The look of
yes.
disappointment on her
I
face.
know, like-
She was like, "You've got to be kidding me, really?"
I was like, wait a second.
Wait, there's no way. Yeah, no, well, because she doesn't look like my
She
grandmother.
about to like knock you out.
Yeah, she was about to beat me up. Yeah, but the other thing about these is, so it kind of works like this. The more money you pay for your e-collar, typically,
Yeah.
the better nuanced the stimulation is.
Okay.
So like if you get a like $20 e-collar, then that e-collar is going to have, it's going to be more staticky, and so and a little bit less consistent. And so the thing with these is the nicer the e-collar is, the more consistent and nuanced the e-collar stimulation is. So they have like a patented thing where it's like a blunt stimulation. So the way that it works is it actually like puts out like a tens unit. So I can show you on myself the way that it kind of goes. But like if I put it on like say like a 10, I want you to watch my muscle and see. Let's see if it does anything on the 10. No, it's very light. Maybe I can get it to jump on like a 40. Maybe that'll make my bicep jump a little bit. Yeah, saw that? Saw how it makes it jump?
Yeah.
But I don't feel it anywhere else in my body.
Right.
Very important. So that's a little brief thing about the e-collar.
Okay.
The other thing is that I just put them on so they already have them on, so it'd be easy to leash them up when we get them out. But they have the micro prongs on. I think I showed you last time how small they are.
Yeah.
They're like these little tiny moo prong collars.
Yeah, they're expensive. The black one was, two of them together were $79.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
got those. Yeah, they'll be here. They should be here.
Good thing about them is you'll never need to get another one ever.
Yeah.
Because the cheaper, it's the same thing. It's just quality versus price. You know, like the cheaper your prong collar is, typically the less lifespan you get out of it. The prongs end up bending and it ends up getting all messed up, and then it pops off, and then your dog runs off. You're like, oh god, right. Hopefully they have an e-collar on, and then you'll have off leash, so it's like, okay, you can call them back, but ideally you don't ever for that to happen, right? Okay. This is a long line. This is what I was telling you about the other day. These are very useful. This is like $10 at Tractor Supply. That one's seen better days. That one's brand new. They're like, I think they're like $15.99. They are 50 feet. You can get ones at different lengths. I like these. They're the hollow. You see how it's like braided cord? Yeah. It's the hollow braided cord because they're really lightweight. Okay. Because they're little tiny dogs. If you get like a thick long line, then they're just gonna be like, dragging this thing. They're very useful for our use case, because we want to make sure that we get not just them recalling and doing things that you're asking them to off leash, but also you confident in what you're doing. So that's part of the thing that we're going to do today, is I'm going to have you do some things with them and see how they do with you, to see how we can get you comfortable and make sure that you're not making mistakes that make it worse, right? Basically. So just like handler skills. That's what most of the for today is, right? So I'll let you greet them first. We'll just hook them up to these little long lines first. They're just little moo-moos. They're fresh and clean. You can hook one up. I'll hook the other one up. Yeah, that's good. They've been running around outside for most of the day.
I'm not leaving you. What, a second.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. Hello. That's good. Good dogs. They're sweetness. They're just sweet. So the other thing is, you see where that tag is? You put it on this one.
Okay.
Because this is the live ring. So there's a live ring and a dead ring on every prong collar.
Boy. Milo.
There's always a live ring and a dead ring.
Okay.
So if you pull on the live ring, it tightens. If you pull on the dead ring, it does nothing. Yeah, it literally doesn't do anything. Yeah. All right, Josie's turn. Josie's turn. And they are just lovers.
She's a biter. She's a biter.
She's a little bitey bite. Come here. Come here. Let me get that off you.
I love you too.
They love hugs.
Well, he
They
does.
love hugs.
It's always a three thing because I do him first and her, and then he has to have like the last.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
As soon as you grab one, we'll put them back.
Okay.
Oh. Hi, Josie. Milo, little baby Milo. He's so handsome. He is really handsome. Handsome boy. Yes. Hi, Josie. Hi, Josie. Wait a second. Don't worry. Be safe and sound. There we go. That's good. Yeah. Okay, we'll get you back out in a minute. Oh, that's good. So, hey Josie, no, you smell nice. That's good, your sweetness. So yeah, I was gonna show you a little bit the way the ring works.
Yeah.
So you see, if you pull on this ring, see how it doesn't really tighten?
Yes.
Or no, this one does tighten.
Okay.
But then if you pull on this ring, it's dead. So it doesn't do much of anything. And then if you attach it to both rings, obviously it doesn't tighten.
Okay.
That's good. Good. You smell good. So, I'll show you my outline. A few of the things that I have on the docket.
Josie, I'm hungry.
Hungry.
I'm hungry, Josie.
Hungry.
Eat your face. That's what I do. I want that nose.
Yeah, actually, one of the things I did to get Milo to play, because he was kind of like, he was just sniffing around. I was doing that. He was like, and I was like, and he was like, and I was like, yeah, dude, come on. And then I threw the ball, and he was like, and I did that a few times, and I got him to chase it.
Yeah, thank you. You're so sweet. Why you girl?
Yeah, actually, they converted us now. Hema is set on when we have a house, she wants to get a dachshund now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Listen,
converted us to getting one. Yeah.
I've kind of been like, I'm gonna have to leave them in the wheel to you because my kids are like, we're not dog people.
All right, so I'll teach you these things essentially. So that's the first one. We greet the doggy.
Yeah.
Greet the doggies, because otherwise you won't be able to pay attention to anything.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Yep, that's right.
And then we'll teach each of these things. So we'll talk about the 4 behavior levers. We'll talk about the markers and timing. You might know a little bit of it already, but we'll just kind of go over it. And then I already did this part already. I familiarized you a little bit with the e-collar and the prong collar. There's a few other things I'm going to tell you about them.
Okay.
And you already know how flexi leashes work, but I have a couple of extra things to tell you about them. A long line. And then I'm going to teach you a few things about threshold manners, how to maintain loose-leash walking, how to integrate some training into their daily life so that it's not something that you're doing, that you're training the dogs on your own, right? But it's something where you're introducing like maintenance stuff into it, right? Yep. And then we're going to teach how to maintain sit-down place, because you saw they did really well on place, and so it's like, well, how does that happen, and how do you keep it?
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about how to use play to fulfill your dog and maintain their training, because play can be integrated into training and make play more fun for the dog.
Yeah.
And then let's go heel recalls, and then we'll go on a little structured walk with the flexi.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk about some trouble behaviors, right?
Yeah.
But we'll probably spend some extra time focused on the recall.
Hey, Momo.
Hi. Hello. Go see your brother. Go see your brother. Go see your brother. Good. Oh, that's good. Don't fight. Every once in a while they do get in a little tussle.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, chill out.
Yeah, sometimes it gets
They never hurt
rough.
each other, but they just get they just get all mad at each other. First things first, we'll go over those 4 behavioral levers. Did we send you the email with the PDFs at any point? Maybe, maybe not. because I've been making a series of PDFs. I can check and see if they got sent out to you.
What email would it come from?
Angier Canine Consults. Sent, let's see. No? Okay.
Last thing was from November.
Okay, yeah, so then it gets sent out. So I can do that now. All right. What is your email?
J.L. Sullivan, SULLIVAN, 5034 @gmail.com.
Excellent. Yep, there you are. Okay. Send this over. So it's got some useful stuff in it. It should come through in a second. And actually, I need to, on the core essentials, there's a couple of things that I need to add that are small dog category ones, like the micro prong.
Okay.
But that first one, yeah, the 4 behavioral levers.
Okay.
So there's kind of only a few things that we can do to change an organism's behavior, and there's limits to what you can change, right? So like as an example, would you call yourself a very extroverted or a very introverted person, or somewhere in the middle?
At home, I'm introverted. I don't talk a lot, which I'm kind of concerned about them because I'm like, I don't talk a lot. But when I'm around people, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
They don't care if you talk, by the way. They don't understand what you're saying anyway.
Well, like engagement.
Yeah, sure.
That kind of thing.
We can work on that. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I couldn't, like, use negative reinforcement and positive reinforcement and, like, create you as a, like, I couldn't change fundamental aspects of your personality.
Right.
Because those things are rooted in genetics.
Yeah.
So I couldn't turn you into an extremely extroverted person at home. I could make you act in extroverted ways, but you perhaps would not enjoy it very much at all, right? So say like there was sufficient negative reinforcement such that you wanted to avoid it, and the only way to avoid it was to act in a way that was outwardly extroverted. But that wouldn't change you being extroverted or not, right?
Yeah.
So dogs are exactly the same way. So then the limitations that we have on the training are going to be genetic. So then you think about, all right, what are my dog's personality traits and stuff like that? Well, you're going to have like rough limits based on their personalities, right?
Yeah.
So the training part, though, is that graphic right there. Those are the things that we can control. Okay. And then the secondary thing that becomes a part of that is the external environment. So this is kind of part of the external environment that we can control, but there's also other aspects of it that we can control that aren't necessarily tightly tied to that, right? So things like what kind of scenarios do we put them in, as an example. Say that your dog is, which neither of them are like super in this direction, but say that they're like naturally super skittish, as an example. Then perhaps they're never going to thrive going into like environments where there's like 50 people in tight quarters, right? That might never be their thing. They're going to leave, kind of like a cat. A lot of cats don't like that. They'll go hide. We don't think, all right, well, we just need to expose them to it more. Like they'll get used to it. But we do that with ourselves, and we do it with dogs too. But that's not really, like, you won't turn them into a people dog, if that makes sense, right? Just by exposing them to it. And it can kind of turn into like a little bit of a torture scenario where you're just trying to change that, and it's not going to change, right? So, so then we can have them more successful and happy by tailoring their external environment such that they thrive in it, right? So, is that you? Okay, I was like, is that me? It sounds, because it's the same ring, so. But then these 4 levers are the kind of most important levers that we can pull to, say, train obedience or to get rid of behaviors that we don't want, right? So on the positive reinforcement side, people normally think of treats. They might think of toys. They might think of play of some kind. They might think of affection, like praise. Well, there's more in there than that. There's food. There's also the environment. So the environment's a big reward for them a lot of the time. There's also freedom, right? Being able to just kind of like do their thing, play, affection, other dogs, right? Or like things can be self-reinforcing activities, like if they like to bark, 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 bark at things. I mean, that's reinforcing for them, right? They might just enjoy it. That happens all the time, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Might be them.
They might just like it. Yeah. There's also other people, which that's normally something that they really get a kick out of. They like meeting people and being like, oh, hi, right? Squirrels, obviously, right? Praise, overcoming challenge. That can be a big thing, especially in the context of a game for some dogs. Or exercise / running, right? For them, running means something not extremely hard to do for us, but but they do like it. They run all around and they enjoy themselves, and that triggers all the right stuff in their head for them to feel good, right? So by strategically giving them those things, and you can think about the context within which you might give each one of these things. In some contexts, it's going to be way easier to do one thing than the other. As an example, out on a walk, I find it much harder to try to give the dog treats than it is to give the dog freedom and environmental stimulation where they go and sniff things and go, I'm like, okay, and they go like do stuff, right? It's much easier to give treats, as an example, if you're in the vet's office than it is to play tug. Right? So you can think about those contexts and think, all right, what does my dog really like, and how can I give the things that they like to encourage behaviors I want in those contexts, right? Now, the key there is that motivation needs to be high, and that's a common mistake, is that, we think a dog, well, they like something, but how much do they really like it? If they don't like it sufficiently, then it is not very effective to create any kind of behavior. It's kind of like if, say you want to hire an employee and you're like, all right, well, I'm going to offer them $50 an hour. And you're like, ooh, but say what they really want is a week off every month. That $50 an hour is not going to do what you thought it would when you're trying to hire them, right? So then that's the first way to create behaviors, is you make that behavior produce something positive, something rewarding for the dog, right? The second way to create behavior is to use negative reinforcement, which you've seen in a few of the videos with Josie and Milo. Like, as an example, when we were doing the recall in the backyard. And that's a very, very powerful tool that gets used on us all the time, right? I think I've given you the example of like the seatbelt. You get in the car, and ding, 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 and it turns off when you put your seatbelt on. There's all kinds of other examples where negative reinforcement happens. So it's a very powerful way, and you can see different ways there. Like, we might use a prong collar, we might use a leash with a flat collar, we might use, you think of like the no-pull harnesses. I don't think they're very effective, but they operate on the same thing. All it is the harness is built in such a way that it pulls on them, on like their legs in an awkward way, and makes it troublesome for them to walk, so they don't pull, right, when they pull on it. Or physical manipulation, right? Like if I push their butt down, right? And then I stop pushing their butt down as soon as their butt hits the ground. Or the e-collar, same thing. E-collar is a little bit different because you have to show them what you want them to do to shut it off, which is why you have to use the leash with it at first, to teach them, hey, like, this pressure from the e-collar is decipherable, and you help them solve the puzzle by using something I already know, which is if they come when they feel the leash pressure, or if they sit or down or do whatever when they feel a little bit of leash pressure, it shuts off, and then you pair the e-collar with it. And you say, okay, that's why you saw in the video, I wasn't just like stemming and the leash is just on the ground. It's like, no, at the same time, I'm trying to like give them little tiny like tugs on the leash and get them to start coming to me. And then as soon as they start coming to the e-collar and the leash pressure go away. And they're like, oh, right? And you could see very quickly, the first 3 or 4 times with each of them, they were like, oh. Yeah. And then the 4th time, they were just like, I was like, Josie or Milo, come. And then they were just like, oh, friggin'. And they ran to me right away. And they were like, oh, okay. And then I was like, good job, yeah. Because they figured out that puzzle, like, oh, if I flee or if I freeze or if I do literally anything other than just come to him, then pressure will turn on. But I can avoid it entirely if I just come, right? So that's the idea behind negative reinforcement. But the key is that you have to use it wisely. It needs to be integrated with something rewarding, ideally. So there needs to be something positive, ideally on the front and the back end of that, so it's sandwiched. Or at the very least on the back end of it, so that like when they get to me, if I was just like, good, right? That's not nearly effective as like, oh, you did so good, oh my gosh, I love you. And then like something they love, which is like jumping and like getting pets and like, oh yeah, good, right? That's what they really want out of that. Is that's something that's super rewarding for them specifically. So it's like I put that on the back end of that. For another dog, like a Malinois that I'm training as an example, it might be that they, feel pressure, and then they figure out how to turn it off, and then I'm like, yeah, okay, and then they come and they like, and they grab the tug and we play tug for 2 minutes, right? So different strokes for different dogs, right? But that's essentially how that happens, and its most common use case for training purposes is to create reliability in a behavior through obligation. Because you can teach a lot of behaviors with very little physical pressure using rewards. But that doesn't make it reliable under competing motivations. So that's an important thing to do, and that's why we use the negative reinforcement, because otherwise, unless for some reason they really, 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 really want the thing that you have every single time, all the time, then they're going to blow you off when there's something they like better. So the other two are positive and negative punishment. In simple terms, those are you either penalize something that they did or you remove access to something that they want because of what they did. The more effective one in most cases is positive punishment, number 3, just because it's a little bit more visceral and easy for the dog to understand, and it's harder to mess up timing, right? And it's normally more motivating. Funnily enough, the penalties that you can add are exactly the same as the ones that you would use for negative reinforcement. There's literally no difference. The only difference is the intent. So like, what's your intention? Are you trying to create a behavior or are you trying to get rid of a behavior? If you're trying to create one, you're going to be using negative reinforcement, right? And a lot of times the negative reinforcement starts out at a very low level, and then that teaches them they can escape that pressure, and then a lot of times it gets moved up to a little bit higher level to create reliability by them wanting to avoid it, right? Because if I gave you a $5 ticket every time you sped, right, that might be a like slightly thing, like, and you're like, oh, you're motivated to escape it, but you're not motivated enough to avoid it. If I give you a $1,000 traffic ticket, you're going to want to avoid that entirely, and so you might just not speed at all, right? So it's very similar there. So once a dog knows a behavior, then you move up to an avoidance level, and you're kind of holding them accountable for a thing they know, right? So most common use case for that is getting rid of unwanted behaviors. Say that they are doing something they shouldn't, like the other day when I came to pick them up, they were freaking out at that other dog, and I was just like, nope, and popped them on the nose with the 2 fingers. I don't have to like, it's just like a quick little no, and they were like, and I got that response, and they were like, oh, and then they were like, okay, they're going to be less likely to freak out and bark next time, right? Because they're going to be motivated to avoid that thing. So if you're consistent with that, you mark it with the nope, then you end up getting a decrease in the frequency of that behavior, right? So key points down there to understand are that each of the levers affect the next repetition. They do nothing for you at that moment. They only affect the next time that you go to do that thing, or they go to do that thing. The second one is that negative and positive reinforcement are very often linked. So you know which is which by how it affects the next repetition, right? So the other thing that's important to understand about that is that they're used together. That's the best way to create solid understanding of something and also reliable behavior, right? And then negative reinforcement makes behavior more likely. Positive punishment makes it less likely, right? So you know which is which based on that, even if you're doing the same thing. So that's kind of that, and I think that that's a very useful thing to have a decent understanding of. The other thing about this whole like paradigm that I wanted to mention is that it is not just useful for dogs, works on people, right? And also that you can think about it in your everyday life, and the more often you think about it, the easier it will be to see how it applies to Josie and Milo.
Right.
And so you see, I gave some other examples of things that could be positive punishers and negative reinforcement, like a spray bottle.
Yeah.
Can be an effective use of like positive punishment. It just depends on how the dog takes it.
Okay.
And that's the other really, really big thing here is that all of this, you only know if you're doing it right based on the dog.
Okay.
So you can be doing a thing that is on this list in one of these, and it could actually be falling in one of the other categories.
Okay.
And you will only know based on their reaction.
Okay.
Right? So like, say that I have a really amped up Malinois dog, or a really amped up dog just in general, and I think, okay, I'm going to punish the behavior. And so then I kind of like pop it a little bit. And they just get more amped up.
Yeah.
Right? They just get more excited.
Yeah.
And so then that's telling me that I'm not actually punishing the behavior. Right? I might even be negatively reinforcing the behavior.
Yeah.
And making it stronger, so that they're more likely to do that.
Okay.
Or very often, that positive punishment thing, people think they're punishing their dog, and then I like watch it, and I'm like, no, no punishment has occurred, right? How do you know?
Yeah.
How does your dog look? If they look like they could go right back to it at any moment, they did not get punished. Or if they're just like, they did not get punished. If they look like this, and they look like a kind of little bit scared, and they're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
they were punished.
Right.
Right? It's as simple as that. And so
Right.
you know if you punish them or not based on that, right? And so then things that might be ordinarily thought of as a punishment could be a reinforcer for a dog. It could be positive, or vice versa, right? So like, as an example, praise and affection to some dogs is a positive punishment,
Yeah.
because they're like, who are you? I don't like this. I'm scared of like
Yeah.
just life generally. And they're just like
Yeah.
that genetically.
Yeah.
And so then they just have like an anxious thing, and then like you going, oh my God, hi, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, like they don't want anything to do with that. And so then that's a positive punishment for them. And we obviously don't want to do that,
Right.
right? Especially not when we're like, oh, good job, and we're trying to reward them, and then we end
Yeah.
up having the opposite effect. We don't want that,
Yeah.
right? So the same thing with the reward.
Mhm.
If you're like, oh, this is rewarding for the dog, and they have either no reaction or the opposite reaction, then it wasn't rewarding. So it's not going to positive reinforce behavior. Cool? Okay. So that's all the behavioral levers. The next little part that I think I've already talked to you about a lot was just like markers and timing.
Yeah.
Right? So markers, we use, a variety of them. Break or okay, nope. And then I've been using a lot lately as a negative reinforcer.
Yeah.
And then the nope is I reserve it for when I'm like, don't do that again. That's a punishment. Nope.
Yeah.
Right? But then when I just want them to kind of like, when I'm trying to teach them something, it's more like they made a mistake or they didn't do it right.
Mhm.
Right? So if I go down and they don't go into the down, and then I help them into the down.
I can do that.
Yeah.
It was my thing.
Yeah, you can use the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll take that exactly the same way as right?
My kids know that one.
Yeah.
Like,
And so then the other one is the timing of the markers. Quiz. Does the which comes first? The reward / bad consequence, whatever it is, or the verbal marker? Which comes first?
Say that again.
Does the reward come first, or say the negative consequence, or the verbal marker? Do you mark first and then do the thing? So like say I'm like, nope, and then say they're doing something bad. Do I go nope and then pop, or do I go pop and then nope?
I would say pop and then never do it at the same time.
Same time. So the rule is for everything, whether it's you're rewarding and you say, okay, and then you give them the reward, or you are punishing and you go nope and you pop, or you're doing negative reinforcement and you go and then you help them, it's always verbal first,
Okay.
at least by a little bit,
Okay.
right? By like a second or so, or more, right? The reason it's always verbal first is because whatever they hear first, that's the thing that they attach meaning to,
Okay.
if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what they attach meaning to. So if It's kind of like if you heard like a sound and then a dollar dropped from the sky. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
But if the dollar dropped from the sky and then like 10 seconds later you heard the sound every time, you wouldn't even pay attention to the sound.
Right.
Because the sound doesn't indicate that anything's going to happen.
Right.
So it has to be predicting that thing, and it can only predict if it comes before.
Right.
Right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's a useful thing to understand about the markers and the timing.
So, like we'd be doing like nope, and then that, and then nope, and then the, if I needed it.
Right, yeah, if you needed it. And that's to punish something.
Right.
Or if you say you're like, Josie, Milo, come. And then they're like, oh, and they start to come, and then they kind of like turn back around and go the opposite direction. Then you go, and then tap this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
As an example.
Right.
And then same thing with the reward. If they do the thing that you want them to do, you go, okay. And then they get the thing. Not, okay, you release them, and then you go, okay. And then they're just like, she made a noise, but like they're not even hearing it.
Right.
It doesn't mean anything to them at that point. So verbal first is the thing to drill into your head. Always verbal first.
Okay.
So I was going to show you one other thing about like this kind of e-collar. It's got the spinny for the dial.
Okay.
And then it's got a red and a black. The black is just the whatever this is. And then the red can be set to jump above that. So like if I press it, now it says 18, so it jumps 5. Or you can change that to jump higher or lower. So then it's like, okay, they're not responding. You don't have to like turn the dial every time necessarily, right?
Okay.
And then this makes the collar vibrate.
Which one?
The T.
Oh, where?
This T here.
Oh, T. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't use it very frequently, but it can be useful in some circumstances potentially. So let's see. Yeah. The only other thing I was going to mention about the e-collar is don't get stuck on the number.
Okay.
Number doesn't mean anything.
No?
No, means almost nothing. Because people get like this number in their head and they're like, oh, okay, like 10's a lot, or 20's a lot, or 50's a lot.
Yeah.
But that just goes back to, again, the same thought that I gave before is what makes something meaningful or not meaningful? How do you know?
Right.
How they act. So that's why sometimes I actually don't know exactly what number I pressed on the e-collar.
Right.
Because I was just kind of like gradually going up or gradually going down depending on the circumstance until I saw the right reaction. Right? So like if they're being really sensitive one day, and normally I'm like, okay, well like they're the level that normally works is 10. And then like 10 makes them go right? Then I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what's going on today, but looks like maybe I'll turn it down a little bit, right? Or if I'm like, okay, their number's at 10, like 10 works. And then like I press it and like they like have 0 reactions, like they didn't even have it on. Then it's like, okay, first I'm going to check and make sure it's on right. And like, is it turned on? But then I'm also going to be like, all right, well, 10's not effective today. Or in this circumstance, 10's not effective. But maybe it will be at 20 or at 15 or at 13. So don't get stuck on numbers. Just do it based on whatever their actual reaction is. Yeah. So the next thing I'll show you is we're going to get them back out. We're going to get them out one at a time first, and then we'll get them both out. And when I get them out, what I'm going to show you is the we're going to run through some different commands and how they work. And then the very first thing I'm going to show you is something that's very useful just for everyday life, which is threshold manners and like a little warm-up. Right? So threshold manners are gates, doors, anything, crate doors, whatever it is you just reinforce like that they don't bolt out, as an example. So the way you do that is normally very simple. You just use the door itself. Until they're chilled out. No. And now they're looking at me, right? Okay. Good. And so then I can take one of them out. Good. And so that's the easiest way to just reinforce threshold manners is just use the door. Just don't let them out, right? Until they are chilled out and they don't try to bolt out. Good dog.
Because we've done that, like whenever it's like I'll put them in their crate to eat.
Yeah.
And then when I go to do it, they'll all like jump in the crate. So I'm like, nope, sit.
Yeah.
I make them sit a second, and then they calm down, and I open it, and then they walk out.
Yeah. And so that's a perfectly easy way to do it. Yep.
What do you get, boy?
Good job, dude.
Little one, little buddy.
He's a little moo-moo. Good job, dude.
That's my buddy.
He's a good little boy. He's a good boy. Make sure it's not too tight, not too loose. If it's too loose, it doesn't work. If it's too tight, you're choking them. Neither are good outcomes. Good.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, I don't want to. You can cut yours.
They're right.
Yeah, but we have to use it on different sized dogs, so we don't cut it. So it looks funny on them. There we go.
Milo, you like my new shoes I had to get?
You like the shoes?
You chewed through my other ones?
Oh, you chewed through your shoes?
Oh, I have no shoes.
Goofball.
Well, I just went and bought 3 pairs of shoes. Hey, baby.
Good job.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you?
Good job, little buddy.
He's a good boy. He's such a good boy.
He is a good boy.
Little
Milo.
Look at you, you grew a foot. Oh my goodness. No, I'm just
He's a big boy.
kidding.
All right, let's go, sausage boy. Come on. Come on, cutie. Come on. Good job. Let's see where we're going to go. We can go back that way, I guess. Oh, we got a little dog there. That's nice. So the long line can be super useful, as can a flexi. Long line I normally use when I'm going to try to do a little bit of recall practice. Which, let's see. This park is busy today. Let's walk over this way, I guess. Let's go, buddy. Good boy. Good job. Hi. Oh. 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 Let's flip this around so it doesn't get... It's falling underneath you, buddy. There you go. Get stuck under their legs. Good job, there, buddy. So long line can be especially useful because you can drop it and see what they're actually going to do. Right? Good job. Good job, buddy. Good. He's a good boy. Good job. Milo's a cutie. Oh, there's some dachshunds that live in there, actually.
What?
There's some dachshunds that live in there somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Lots of birds. Fortunately, I've got him to... He's opened up a lot on the walks. You can see he's got a happy, active posture, which is what I want to see. I want to see them alert, looking around, doing stuff, having fun. He's trotting. Yeah. Good job, buddy. So the warm-up I like to do is normally that threshold, right? And then the second one that I like to do is to just do a little bit of loose-leash walking with him. And so you can do it with a long line or with a short line, whatever it is. And you just kind of walk and you pick a length, 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, whatever it is. And you just kind of walk. And then I'll just change directions and see how he gives to the leash. And so you can see he gives to it really easily. He's not going to pull on it. And so I'll do this sometimes just to make sure that they're with me. But I normally don't have that problem with them. More so, I'm like, get away from me. Go.
Right,
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You're
I'm like, go, dude. Go do something. Yeah. Because I want them to...
You can't recall them if he's not leaving me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh.
There we go. Good job, dude. Let's see if I have any bags. I don't. I don't think I do. No, they're in my car. I'll go grab them in a minute. Good job. When we walk back over that way, I'll go grab them. It's got a little dookie. Little tiny dookies. What is that? That's a little tiny dookie. Okay, look, so then he's a little distracted. So when you're doing the recall, you wait till they're nice and distracted. And so I actually want to see how well he does. Milo, come. Come in. Oh, he's going to go to you? Milo, come.
Good boy.
Good job. Yeah. Good boy. Love you, Milo. Good job, good job, good job, good job. Okay. Go, go. Good boy. Okay. And so I'm working on this right here, where he sometimes gets a little stuck on me when I recall him. So see if you can just get him over to you. Good boy. Just kind of like call him over, but don't say come, if that makes sense. Just kind of go, hey, buddy.
Hey, Milo. Hey.
There you go. Good job, Milo. Good. Yeah. Because, see, that's not a recall, right?
That is a recall.
That's not a recall, what you just did, right? Which is why we don't, like, I don't use anything else other than come for the recall. Right? Because I've had some people where they'll use, like, okay or break or something like that, and I'm like, no. That's a release to get away from me, not to come towards me, right? Good job, buddy. So, like, we can just keep walking now.
I'll have to relearn that with, like, instead of here. This time.
Oh, come?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good job. Let's go, bud.
Good job.
Let's go.
Great.
Good job. Good job, little buddy. Good job.
Let's go.
Yeah. And so then the idea is, the way that I normally train the recall is I just either manufacture or just let things distract them and then recall them away from them. But I try not to recall them away from every distraction, because then they're just going to think, well, let me just not get distracted. Right? And then you get a dog that's like Velcro on you. Yeah, there's a random hydrant here. Yeah. Good job, buddy. He's a good boy.
He gets a pine cone.
Yeah.
Milo likes the pine cone. Yeah, what's the pine cone, buddy?
So then the way that you teach the recall and the way that you reinforce the recall is almost identical. Is you give the recall, you give them a chance to come to you. And then if they don't come, then you have a way to obligate them. So at first, when they're not fully safe to be off leash, that way to obligate them is a long line, or flexi or something like that. And then when they're fully safe, and I'm like certain, then they go off, and that's when you use the e-collar to obligate if you need to obligate, right? And so I can show you, I'll do it on a really low level, on like a 5, which I can barely even feel a 5. I haven't even tried it on this microeducator, but it's, from what I felt on the 10, much less than the other one. So one of the things that we were having a little bit of an issue with was like, okay, when Josie, as an example, felt the e-collar, she ran the opposite direction, right? And that can happen when, to be very frank with you, it's not made clear to the dog what turns it off, right? And so then they try other things, because they have options. What are their options to try to turn it off? Well, they could come to you, or they could flee, or they could freeze and hunker down, right? And if any of those things work for them, then they will repeat them, right? So if fleeing worked and like the pressure, like the e-collar turned off, then they're like, whew, thank goodness it left, right? He does like pine cones. He'll chase them. Yeah. I in one of the videos, I was just kicking a pine cone around for like 5 minutes. Good job, buddy. Yeah. I'm actually curious to see how he does with this, with you here.
A year. Yeah.
Aww.
Baby.
You get your first full cut next Monday.
Wow.
What's his name?
Gizzy.
Gizzy? Gizzy like a gizmo.
Yeah. I like how his tongue sticks out.
I got gravity, yeah.
Yeah, he got his name. Her father's from Greece.
Mm.
She's got family that lives in Athens. Gizzy is the name of a neighborhood.
Oh,
Greece.
that's very unique.
Yeah.
I like that. Hi, Gizzy. He's so beautiful.
We gave him a bath just 2 days ago.
They just got a bath today, him and his sister. We did it in the sink because they're little.
Is that like an electronic collar?
Yep. It's a micro educator is what it's called. So it's like the regular one but really small. Yeah.
Dog had the red collar with the soft collar.
Yeah.
Later, we had to put her down last year.
Aw, poor baby.
14 years old.
14. Well, what breed of dog was that?
Pomeranian mix.
Okay. Yeah.
She got to a point, she was so used to the yard.
She just stayed in it.
She just
She just had, it was like boundaries in her mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you doing, Milo? Come. Good job. Good job.
He's a fugitive.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I trained him
That's
for
why
full.
they're getting the training.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'll let you get back to your training.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, what's your dog's name?
Milo.
Milo.
It was Mr. Josie in my car.
Oh.
He's a long hair. Brother and sister. Mom was a short hair. Dad was a long hair. They're the opposite.
Okay.
Yep. He came out short. She came out long-haired.
Well, they both came out short. But
Yeah.
In a different sense, perhaps.
Yeah.
Milo.
All right.
This is the one I've gotten him to play tug with me.
Okay.
Yeah. Not with this end.
Right.
With this end.
Yes.
Choop choop. What's up, dude? I just went around and kicked it around for like 15 minutes. Come on, dude. And so the way, if you want to get him to play, hey, come on. Hey, come on. Come on, Milo. Actually, we can practice the recall here. See if he does it. Milo, come. Milo, come. Milo, come. Come. Good boy. So I tapped the e-collar twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good job.
dramatic.
No, yeah, it was on a low level. And the dramatics, it's funny. Once the dogs learn how to solve the puzzle, dramatics dip off dramatically because they're like, oh, and they like feel it and they're like, oh, I know how to get rid of that.
I agree.
Right. But when it's a novel thing and they don't know how to get rid of it, they're like, ah, what is that? Good job, dude. Doop, 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 doop. Good job. Okay. Go. Good job, buddy. So you want this to look like something they would be normally interested in. Ooh. Look, dude, come on. Come on. Yeah, come on. Good. And you see that little shake off? That's a good sign. Oh, good. Yeah, that's good. You like it? Yeah, you like it? He's, I'm going to go back to mama. Because here, you're more reinforcing to him than toy, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because you can use that. That's equally good reinforcement. He's like, I just want to sit on you. I'm just going to be honest.
I sat on you and ate
I just want to sit on you. Good. Lickies. He's going to bite you.
I'm going to bite you back.
So the thing with the dramatics idea, right, is when they know what they're supposed to do and they don't do it, then you don't just leave it at that same level because ideally you want them to avoid it every time, right? So if I go, Milo, come, you want to see him come. Good job, buddy. Yeah. Good job, dude. Oh, smarty. Doop, doop, doop. Smart boy. Smart boy. Smart. And he's just about at the point where I'm going to be training him all weekend because I'm helping my sister move, and so I'm going to take him with me. I'm going to take the two of them with me, and we're going to hang out all weekend. Oh, come on, dude. Go look. Go look at that. Dude, what is that? You hear that noise? Not that one. It was happening just a second ago. You'll recognize it. You hear that noise? That's a dachshund, ain't it? You want to go say hi to the dachshunds? You want to go say hi to your kin? Yeah? And this would be a good opportunity we can recall him off of it, right? if he's really interested in something, like the kids or the dogs or whatever it is. We'll also get to see if he reacts. Good job! See, there's a bunch of them. What do you think, Milo?
I see that dog. Oh, there's a apple.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
There's a bunch of little sausages in there.
These are songs of rich people, Mom.
That's right. He's a good boy. Hi. Go, go, go. Okay. Go, go. You like the stick? Yeah, throw the stick for him. He's not in command right now. Go get it. Yeah, yeah, it's good. Well, that's good. Let's see if he's interested in something. Yeah, throw it. And so anytime you throw it, you have to make sure they see it. There you go. Right now, throw it. Throw. As soon as he looks at it, you throw it. Boom, yeah. Good job. Go, 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 go. Come on. Good. Look how big it is now.
Look how big it got.
And so the other thing that I'm trying to that I'm working on right now is to get him fully off the leash. I'm trying to use the long line is very useful for that. Where that's why I don't always jump straight from the flexi, because the flexi they can see you holding it, right? They notice stuff like that. They're not dumb, right? So they notice you holding it and they're like, now they can feel the leash when they're dragging it, right? But they can see you're not holding it, and so that's like kind of the next little stage that I do, is I do it when I'm not holding it. Because if they respond when I'm not holding it, then that's a good sign. Go get it, bud. Go get it. What? What do you want from me? What do you need? What do you need? What do you need from me? What can I do for you? The answer is nothing. Not currently. I can just give you pets. Good. All right, so try to recall him. Yep. Big rewards. Good job. Yeah. So the good thing is that I think that hopefully you can tell he understands the word. Yeah, and that's a big deal. They understand the word.
Yeah.
They know what it means. They're fluent in it. Because then the reinforcement's easy to do after that.
Right.
Once they understand the word, then maintaining it is basic. It's basic. Because all you're doing is just attaching a negative or a positive consequence. Milo, come. Good boy, come on, good job, yeah. Good boy, come on. Right, that's all I'm doing is attaching a positive or a negative consequence. If they don't come, then I just apply negative reinforcement, right? And then as soon as they start coming to me, that shuts off and I start cheerleading. Good job, yeah. And if they come to me right away, I just cheerlead the whole way. Good job, buddy, good. Right? And then the more repetitions that happens, the more automatic it becomes. It's just a habit, which is what we're trying to do with them. We want it to be a habit, right? Good. Where it's just automatic. They don't think about it. Good. Okay, good job. Okay. And he's probably going to go over to you, or even better, it would be he goes off and sniffs stuff. Not me. Not me. There you go. Yeah, but right now where he's at, he's very close to me coming out here without the leash on, where he's at now, because he has fluency in the word, he understands the consequences, negative and positive, and so that's starting to get to the point where I'm really close right now to trusting him off that long line. Yeah. Like really close. What is he doing? What are you looking at? He looks like he was gonna pee or something. What are you doing?
Milo.
What are you doing?
Milo. Sit, yep. Break. Break, Milo.
Good job.
Good boy.
Good. Goofball. Good. Oh, go get it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Momo. And so I'll ask you to try a sit and a down for me in a second.
What now?
We can try a sit and a down in a second to see how he does with them. With you.
Oh, boy, what are you doing?
He's so cute. That's a handsome man. Handsome, handsome. Doop.
No, you dirty. Sorry.
So just kind of reset him and have him follow you a little bit. Yeah, good. And then just give him a sit. That is, I think, a sit for Milo, to be honest.
Well, they have both learned to kind of like bring their legs.
Josie goes all the way down,
Yeah.
I've noticed. Milo kind of goes as far as he can. I use negative reinforcement if he stands fully up. But if he squats like down as far as like he can, then like that, I'll count as a sit. Because if you say give him the release,
Break.
I count that as a sit, right? In his mind, he's staying in the sit, right? And now if he got up preemptively, then that would be a problem, and I would negative reinforce it. Same thing with his down. His down, I'm kind of weighing the pros and cons of trying to make it nicer looking, because it's like if he goes into the down and it looks a little Milo-ish, like how much do I care? I don't know. Like, how worth it is it to really push on that and try to get him to lay completely flat? I'm not sure how much it makes a difference, but try it down with him.
Milo, down.
That looks a lot better, actually. That looks like what I want. Yeah, that's a nice down. That looked really good, because I was expecting more of the hunched back thing that he does, but he didn't hunch his back at all, so that looked nice.
Good boy, Milo. Good boy.
He's a smart boy. And then like just kind of back away from him a little bit, and we'll see how he does when this dog walks by. I don't think he's gonna do anything. Good boy. He's so sweet. Wow. You know, the smaller they are, the longer they live. He's handsome. Yeah. Good job, Milo. What's your pup's name? What's your pup's name?
Oh, Panda.
Hi, Panda.
Oh, perfect.
Perhaps, does it have something to do with... Yeah? Okay.
This is Milo. Yes. Milo?
His full call name is Handsome Boy Milo. No, like no.
A year. Oh, baby. Yes.
Yeah, he's just a baby.
He's just a baby.
He's just a baby.
I guess it's a male.
Milo, yeah, he's my little boy.
Yeah.
And then his sister Josie is in the car, and she's a long hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Milo, come. Good boy, yeah. Good job, buddy. Oh, good. That looks good. That looks good. Scratchies. Good job. Scratchies. Scratchies. Good. Good. Come on. Good boy. All right, call him. Yeah, he's a good boy. Good job. I heard that. That he hit your tooth?
He bit my tooth.
That's awesome.
He says, we don't like it.
He's like, you brought that on yourself.
Makes it pink.
Yeah.
It makes it pretty.
That's good. That's good.
I'll prepare.
God. So let's see. So for each of these cases, you can see that he's learned the commands for each of them. And then the question is, though, like, how do you maintain it? Say he doesn't do it one time. You just go, and then you make him do it. And if he blows you off multiple times, like you have to make him do it over and over and over again, then you're just going to make it worse, right? And the better a dog knows something, the worse you make it when they don't do it, right? Because if you're teaching them something and you make it really bad right away, that doesn't help them learn faster. They're like, and that just makes the, like, okay, interacting with them is bad, right? And you don't want that. So instead, it's like, okay, when you're teaching them, it's like, oh, you made a mistake, and you just kind of like help them a little bit, right? But then it's like, okay, they know a thing and they're really distracted and they want to do something else, and you ask them to do it, and then they don't do it, then the correction's a lot bigger. Because you're like, oh, no, you can't do that, right? And in this case, it's very much justified, right? Because you don't want them to run out and get hit by a car. That'd be very bad. So specifically for the recall, always use the biggest positive reward at the end of it. And then be really strict and like, if your dog yelps, but they don't get by a car. So like, I prefer to think in terms of like, I'd rather go a little bit too high on the e-collar, and then I get some theatrics, than go too low on the e-collar and they don't want to avoid it bad enough, right? And then they get hurt, right? Yeah, but he's very close now. I think you can probably see that his recall looks a lot more reliable than it did. He has a better understanding of it, and I hope you can see it's like really close to being actually like where I trust him out here. I'm hoping probably sometime, like by the next lesson that we have together, the second lesson, I'm hoping to have him, I'm hoping to trust him with just the e-collar on. Yeah, by then. Good job. Yeah, but I think that's about it for him. And the only thing that I might show you, let's see, which one of them? I'll probably just show you with Josie that part. We'll just kind of run through some of her stuff and not discuss it, because we already kind of talked about some of it with Milo, about like how to like reinforce the recall, and then how to reinforce, like, you can see the sit and the down and stuff like that. With her, we'll probably spend our time on two things. One is we'll talk about place, and then the second thing is we'll talk about how to help her distinguish between the sit and the down. Right, because she was downing sometimes when you were asking her to sit, right?
Anything to just be like,
Yeah, which isn't a bad default reaction, but if you ask her to do something different, you want her to do that other thing, right?
Okay, buddy,
Milo, let's go! Come on! Let's go! Let's go, Milo, come on! Good boy. One other thing that I can see is, let's look at, I guess, like the duration on the down, because he has a harder time with down duration than sit duration. Milo, down. So say he goes into his down, and then the question is just like, all right, well, what do you do if he goes to get up from it? You would just say, and then you would put him back into the down in the same place. Yeah, you can do it with the leash or with the e-collar, either one. Break. Good boy, good job. So he does really well with that now. So to maintain that, you just use it. So sometimes you just put him in a down and you let him stay in the down for a little while. And then you if he gets up before you tell him break, then you go take him back to the same spot he was at, because you don't want him to make progress towards you, right? So you put him back in the same spot and you tell him down. Yeah, you just go and then put him back. Good job, Milo. Yeah.
and have him down. It's like that was something too, like in Lowe's and things. When I go places, people move on to a approach, and then like we used to be jumping and everything. Like,
Right.
down.
Yeah, that's really difficult because they're excited and they want to see people. So then it takes, that's a context thing. So it's more practice, but then also that's where, like that kind of a thing, it's very hard to just do straight rewards on that. It has to be negatively reinforced, right? Because you have a competing motivator that's stronger than the thing you have, right?
Okay.
So the thing you have might be praise or petting or food or whatever it is, but you know what they want more than that? To meet that person and jump on them. So then the only way to override that is to use negative reinforcement, right? And so you would go and you put them back in the down, right? You could use this, but you'd make some kind of pressure and then release the pressure once they're doing the thing they're supposed to be doing. So yeah, we can find somebody. Let's go, dude. Yeah, he's not too amped up right now. There's been a couple of times I brought him out, he was a little amped, but not like super amped. Good job, little Milo. Good job. Good boy. He's like pine cone. You want to say hi? He was like, yeah, I'll say hi to you. Yeah.
Who's the dog you have?
Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah.
That's what you get for having my shoe size, maybe.
It's always a nice thing to hear. I always like when I'm out training and somebody says, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it right. Woo! Yeah, he's a smart little boy. Good job, buddy. He's interested in the ball. Seems something's caught his interest here. He saw the ball and was like,
Wait a second. He said, hold on now. Let me get my glove. Hang on. Milo, sit.
Milo. Good boy. Down. 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 No. Down. Down. That's the one thing I'm trying to, oh, there we go. Okay. Good job, Milo. Yeah. Good boy. Good job. Let's go.
My little dobby dog.
Yeah.
My little dobby dog.
And just for context, I was on a 12.
Okay.
This was very low. If you felt that, I think you'd giggle. But it's also context specific how they take something. Yeah. Good boy, Milo. Yeah, but that was good. I mean, he recalled right off of it, but I didn't recall. I just said his name. Yeah. To get a distance command is a little bit different. You have to like do more work. You have to back tie them and stuff like that, or use a partner for the drill. And then because like, if the only place they've ever sat or downed is in front of you, you can sit them or down them and then walk away from them. But if you say sit or down, they're going to come to you and do it. Every time. Yeah, like clockwork, they won't do it in place. You have to train that separately.
Okay.
Good job. Let me get this away from you. Get this. There you go. It's in your way. It's in your way. There you go. Go, go, go. Let's go. Good job, dude. Good boy. Good job. There's a lot of people here. I think he's done pretty good. Yeah, it looks good.
I like that we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like how he acts. Just like children.
Yeah.
They go with one person, they act a certain way. They come back home to mom and they act a little different.
Does he listen to you? That's the question. Does he listen to you? And do you know how to say the right things, time it correctly, and use the right amount of reinforcement to make sure that he does listen to you? And the two most common problems that three most common problems that I found with people are, one, they normally go way too light on the negative reinforcement. And then they're always nagging the dog, but they never actually make them want to avoid it. Right.
Okay, yeah.
And then same thing with the punishment. They don't actually ever punish the dog. They just think they are, but they never actually do it.
Right. And that could be me.
Happens probably.
Because
yeah.
I know, because I definitely did like the play. I did take his tail one day and I felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
But whenever he was doing the resource guarding and me and he went after Josie and
Yeah.
you were like, don't let him sit with you. So I've been very good about doing that and like the hard note and I popped his belt one day and he was like, and I was like,
Yeah,
actually,
and then that's not problematic for them as long as they understood why it happened.
yeah,
Because that's like the main thing. That's
Yeah.
the other one that I was gonna say.
yeah.
It's just non-contingent, and then they just like that messes their heads up, and they're like, I don't understand
Yeah.
why that happened. And if they can't make a clear connection between the thing they did and
Yeah.
whatever the consequence was,
Yeah.
whether it's negative or a positive thing, like whether it's really great or really bad,
Yeah.
then it's hard they don't learn the right things from it.
Okay.
They will learn something, but not the thing we want them to learn.
Gotcha.
Good job. All right, let's put you back, Milo. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, and that's why for a lot of the videos, the recent ones, I don't know if you probably haven't had a chance to watch all of them. Yeah, but the last several were the two of them together training.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like the one that I did the play, they were together.
Right. How did they do with Major? Like, you didn't have any issues?
No, not really any at all.
Good.
There was one small issue where
he let him stiff his butt.
Yeah, no, he's doing fine. There was one time where he kind of lashed out, and I just punished it pretty severely, which sounds like, nobody knows what I mean when I say that, but I got the reaction that I was telling you that I wanted to see, and yeah, and he stopped.
Yes.
And he was less likely to do it after that. And then he left Major alone, and then they were fine. That's really all you got to do, right? And then a lot of times, unless a dog has actual intent, that's all you have to do. Good job. Little moo-moos. They're so sweet.
Milo, sit. Milo, sit. Good boy. Good boy. Sit. Josie, sit. Milo, down. Nope. Down.
So here in the crate, I normally don't struggle with that too much because normally they haven't done a lot of commands in the crate, so I'll just do this.
Oh, that's right.
I'll just kind of be like, whoop, whoop, if they're trying to come out of there.
Okay. That's right.
And then they do that.
Yes.
Now they're just sitting there waiting like, okay, when do we come out? And then I can still go Milo, down, 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 Milo, down, down. He's sitting. He's close. He hasn't normally done it. He's never done it in the crate because context matters.
Right.
Milo, down. He's trying really hard. Down.
This is new and different.
Okay. He also gets a little slippery in there. Josie downed.
Yes.
Here you go.
Come here. Like you say, Josie, sit. Sit down.
Come here.
Josie down. Sit down.
Come here.
Josie here.
Not you. Her. Okay, he wants belly rubs. Her. I need her this time. Come here, Josie. Come here. Come here. Milo's just like me, right? You mean me?
You just put me back, don't you?
Me. Definitely me. Milo always thinks me. I'm gonna hold her for me. That's good. Alright. There we go. That's good. She's a sweetheart. Her neck's slightly thicker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said I'm furrier.
I'm furrier.
I said furry. Look. Let's see what the tree up there. Yeah. That's a furry.
And you can hook her up to that leash.